Okay, people, this is the first update for this channel I've done since the channel got rebranded as a FPS game channel rather than an RPG game channel, and the name got changed to Black Plague Gaming rather than the old name, which was Hardcore RPG Gameplay. What I have to talk about in this update is a lot of different things related to what I've been doing a lot lately. This channel is different than the last channel I did, which focused more on Doom mods. I've gotten kind of sick and tired of Doom editing, honestly, so I've abandoned the Doom community completely. I don't really want to do anything for Doom anymore, I just don't. Whatever I've been working on for that's been cancelled, which is not good. There's a couple things I was working on that were kind of important. But, I'm no longer, actually, doing those Doom-related things, people. So whatever they are, they're gonna have to be unfinished. I'm not saying what they are in this video, obviously, but they're actually kind of important. I actually had finished them, but I haven't fully tested them, so I don't think I'm gonna release them now. Because, I'm too busy doing this stuff to do it. And this stuff's a lot more important because I've made something rather cool for Duke Nukem 3D, people. I've made a random map generator for it, and I love it. I love the maps it makes. They're so fun. They are so much like old-school Duke Nukem maps that have good gameplay but kind of average architecture. I love those kinds of maps because they have a unique kind of feel to them. And these super realistic maps that everyone's making now for Duke Nukem 3D, these super crazy maps that have super detail and have super frustrating gameplay where you have to put the same key over and over again in different places 10 times. I hate maps like that. Those aren't like what Duke Nukem is supposed to be like. Those are terrible. They're too puzzly. They don't feel like a Duke Nukem map. A lot of maps I get stuck in. I played countless Duke Nukem maps I got horribly stuck in. Because Duke Nukem is going away from what it used to be like and towards more of a realistic direction, and I simply don't like that. So that's why I love these random generated maps. Yes, they're not very good maps, but that helps to make them more surreal, and I feel that these maps I'm talking about for Duke Nukem 3D, these old ones, I like much more than the new ones. They also have that surreal feel to them, because they don't feel like they're in a real place. And these maps don't feel like they're in a real place either. I love that. Also, they have good gameplay. They're not frustrating and confusing. They're fun. They have good fun gameplay, unlike most Duke Nukem maps these days. So I think what I've done for Duke Nukem is rather cool. I've made a really cool map generator for it, because there isn't a single good map generator for Duke Nukem 3D besides mine now, which is nice, because Duke Nukem 3D doesn't have good map generators, people, okay? This is the first good one. And Doom for years didn't have a very good map generator till a guy named Andrew Opted made Oblige. Before that, the map generators for Doom were absolutely pitiful. They were disgustingly bad. They made terrible maps all the time. Like, look at Slide, it was horrible. But this is pretty much, I'm doing the same thing he did with Duke Nukem 3D now, which I like, because Duke Nukem 3D is a really fun game. It's an old game, but it's really, really fun. And it really needs a good map generator, people. It really needs a good one. For my own fun. Because I love playing random generated maps. You don't realize this. I love random map generators. I don't know why, I just do. Because it allows you to play totally new maps you aren't familiar with. So it's harder to play them because you don't know what's around next corner. You know, I've played all the custom maps for Duke Nukem 3D and I already know them really well. And yes, if I played them, I probably wouldn't know them perfectly, but it wouldn't be the same thing as playing something you don't know what it's like. So I like that kind of feeling. I want to play something I don't know what it's like. And this map generator for Duke Nukem 3D is doing that. I don't know what the hell I'm going to run into in every map. I love that feeling. It makes me feel more powerless. Makes it harder for me. It makes it more challenging. I really dig that. And that's why I'm enjoying playing these maps for that I've generated with this. They're fun maps. I mean, they might not be the best maps for Duke Nukem 3D, but I didn't really care, and I still don't care. They have good gameplay. They have really good gameplay, people. Now, when I'm playing this level you're seeing in this video, I'm about to get really stuck horribly, so I'm going to quit it after a while and restore it where I finally figured out where I'm supposed to go in this map. Because this one was kind of confusing. This one is actually pretty tough level. At the beginning, there's a Battle Lord and a Protector Drone in the first room, and you even have a rocket launcher to kill them with. That's hard. You have to devastate your way through them and grab the hidden Devastator in the dumpster. And without that, you're screwed, so you gotta know where that is. So yeah, but yeah, I'm really digging the fact that I finally made a good map generator for something. I tried making a Doom map generator years ago, but it never came out good. I called it Randoom. Don't confuse that with Randoom, the final version, which is oblige-based. But before that, it used to be an original map generator, and what it did was it took a big prefab map and opened certain doors, closed certain doors, and teleported the player to a new area every time he played the map. And every time he played this map, it would always teleport to a different area every time it made a map. It's hard to explain, but it basically kind of fooled you into thinking the map was random. But it really wasn't random because it was the same room over and over again. And it didn't feel like it was actually generating a level. It felt like it was altering a level instead, and that was pretty cool, I admit. But it was also quite buggy. And I never made a good version of it. I did like 6 different versions of this. I worked really hard on it, and I think some versions were really bad. One was, I remember it really well, was one where the architecture kept changing. Alright, you go through all this weird areas, and the architecture kept changing. When you flipped the switch, all of a sudden the architecture randomized, and the level became completely different. And sometimes it would get completely unbeatable, and there was locked doors that led to nothing. It was really bad, that particular version. Then I did the version which was good after that, and that's the one that I remember the most. That one was okay-ish, but I lost that one in a hard drive failure, and that one was kind of okay, but I've never done a good one for it, so I kind of gave up on it. But then I finally decided to borrow from Oblige and tweak it a lot and call it Randoom anyway, and that was kind of a what Randoom is right now. It's basically an Oblige variant with some improvements. But Randuke, this is my real map generator now, because Duke Nukem 3D does not have a good map generator. It has these maze generators which produce really bad levels. They don't feel like a real level. They're basically mazes. Mazes with random enemies in them, and they're really badly placed enemies. And they don't have good item placement, which is kind of important for me as well. So, gonna rewind it here. What else is there to talk about? Channel has been changed a lot. It's gotten some views on Twitter, and I mentioned Randuke. That's cool. Some people have retweeted my stuff, which is even cooler. I haven't even gotten retweets on my other channel, which is metal related yet, for a while anyway. So this is cool. It's getting retweets for this. That's because I use the hashtag FPS to market the tweets. So yeah. I love the fact this map generator is designed to make maps for Duke++. Because Duke++, if you don't know that, is a Duke Plus version with the ability to play as Caleb or Lo Wang, and complete with their weapons. And some of them are kind of screwed up, but mostly they work. And there's new enemies from Shadow War and Blood in it. And there's also enemies from a Duke Nukem TC called Chimera, which is brilliant. And on top of that, you get all the Duke Plus enemies, like this one here. And it's just really fun for a TC mod. Some of the enemies look kind of bad, but a lot of them are basically, the Shadow War and Blood ones are basically like reskinned Duke Nukem enemies with new sprites, and con file alterations to make them replace a different set of sprites. It's kind of hard. You can do that with con files. But I did it, and it worked. And I just had to replace the artwork in a specific order. I had to have the sprites in a very specific order. I had to memorize that. That was a real bitch to get that right, people. But I like Duke++. It's a cool Duke Nukem mod, and I'm finally getting randomly generated maps to play with it. It's cool because you get to see the Shadow War and Blood enemies, and you get to play as Lo Wang. How's that for cool? That's cool for a Duke Nukem mod, isn't it? I just think it's really cool myself. So yeah. That's the end of this update. I'm not going to talk about much more. I just really like the way Randuke is coming out, and I'm going to be doing, from now on, I'm going to be generating a map every day and playing it on this channel, so you can see what Randuke is like, people. So keep that in mind. I did one today. I called it New Randuke Map. All these maps are going to be called New Randuke Map. I'm going to do one per day. I'm also going to show off me generating it and me looking at it in the level editor to see if it's good or not. I'll play it no matter how good it is. If it's really bad, I'll still play it. Keep that in mind as well. Okay, that's the end of this update, people.